What if I told you a family found a baby Bigfoot in their backyard shed? It sounds like the start of a Hollywood movie, right? But for the Harrison family in rural Oregon, this unbelievable scenario became a shocking reality. What they did next, and the creature's true identity, sparked a viral sensation that melted hearts all over the internet. Stay with us as we unravel this incredible story piece by piece. It all started on a crisp autumn morning. David Harrison went out to his old wooden shed to grab some gardening tools. As he creaked open the door, he heard a strange, faint whimpering sound coming from the darkest corner. His first thought was a stray cat or maybe a raccoon. He cautiously stepped inside, his eyes adjusting to the dim light. What he saw wasn't a raccoon. Huddled behind a stack of old flower pots was a small, furry creature, unlike anything he had ever seen before. It was covered in dark, matted fur, had large, expressive eyes, and was trembling with either cold or fear. It looked almost human. David's heart pounded in his chest. His mind raced. Could this be a baby Sasquatch? David slowly backed out of the shed, his mind reeling. He rushed back to the house to get his wife, Sarah, and their 2 kids, Lily and Tom. "You are not going to believe this," he whispered, trying to keep his voice steady. The whole family tiptoed back to the shed, their hearts a mix of fear and intense curiosity. Peeking inside, Sarah gasped. The kids' eyes went wide. The tiny creature was still there, curled into a tight ball. It let out another soft cry, a sound so full of vulnerability it instantly broke through their fear. Sarah, a veterinarian's assistant, knew they couldn't just leave it there. Whatever it was a baby, and it was clearly distressed and alone. They had to help. Carefully, Sarah approached the creature. She spoke in a soft, soothing voice, the same one she used with scared animals at the clinic. "It's okay, little one. We're not going to hurt you." She reached out a hand, and to everyone's amazement, the creature didn't recoil. Instead, it looked up with those huge, soulful eyes and let her gently scoop it up into a warm blanket she had brought. It was surprisingly light, and it snuggled into the fabric, its trembling slowly subsiding. Back in the house, they placed the little being into a makeshift bed in a large dog crate. It was then, under the bright kitchen lights, that they got their first good look at. The fur was thick, the face had primate-like features, and its hands and feet were disproportionately large. The resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot was uncanny. The Harrisons were in a state of shock and wonder. What do you do when you have what looks like a mythical creature in your living room? Calling the authorities seemed like a bad idea. They feared the little one would be taken away, experimented on, or become a media circus spectacle. For now, they decided to keep their discovery a secret. They named him Oak, after the strong oak trees surrounding their property. Sarah used her veterinary knowledge to check him over. He seemed dehydrated and undernourished, but otherwise unharmed. She prepared a special formula which Oak drank greedily from a baby bottle. Over the next few days, a remarkable bond began to form. The kids, Lily and Tom, were completely enchanted. They would read stories to Oak through the side of the crate, and he would watch them, his head cocked with curiosity. He even started to make soft cooing sounds, seemingly in response. The family was falling in love with this strange, gentle creature. But the secret was getting harder to keep. Oak was growing stronger and more active. He was also incredibly intelligent. He quickly figured out how to unlatch his crate and would often be found exploring the living room when the family woke up. His favorite thing to do was watch cartoons with the kids, his eyes glued to the screen. The Harrisons documented everything. They took photos and videos, not for fame, but to have a record of this once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was during one of these video sessions that the big reveal happened. Lily was playing with Oak, gently brushing his thick fur. As she brushed the hair away from his face, she noticed something odd around his eyes. "Mum, Dad, come look at this," she called out. Sarah and David rushed over. As they looked closer, they saw it. Faint lines around the creature's eyes and mouth. The fur around his face seemed different. A strange thought began to form in Sarah's mind. It was a long shot, a wild, almost impossible idea, but she had to check. She went to her computer and started searching for hyper-realistic primate masks and movie-grade creature suits for children. The results were astonishing. The technology for special effects had become so advanced, so lifelike, that it was nearly impossible to tell what was real and what was fake. One website showcased custom-made costumes that were incredibly detailed. Could it be, was Oak not a baby Bigfoot, but something else entirely? A very elaborate, very convincing illusion. The mystery unraveled faster than they could have imagined. Just as Sarah was falling down the rabbit hole of Hollywood special effects, a frantic post appeared on a local community Facebook page. A woman from a town over was desperately searching for her son, a 9-year-old boy named Leo, with a flair for the dramatic and a love for cryptids. He was last seen wearing his prized possession, a custom-made, hyper-realistic baby Sasquatch costume he had saved up for over 2 years to buy. He loved to go on expeditions in the woods, pretending to be a lost creature. The post included a picture of Leo, out of costume, holding the very same Bigfoot head that was now sitting in the Harrisons' living room. The truth hit them like a ton of bricks. Oak wasn't a cryptid. Oak was Leo. The Harrisons immediately contacted Leo's mother. The relief in her voice was palpable. It turned out Leo had wandered a little too far on his latest adventure, gotten lost as darkness fell, and taken shelter in the first place he could find, the Harrisons' unlocked shed. He was so exhausted and scared that he fell asleep. When David found him, Leo was too disoriented and embarrassed to admit he was just a kid in a suit, so he just went with it. The reunion was a scene of laughter and happy tears. Leo's mum couldn't thank the Harrisons enough for taking such good care of her son, even if they thought he was a monster. The story, once shared online by Leo's mum, along with the Harrisons' photos and videos, went viral almost overnight. The internet absolutely fell in love with the story. People weren't disappointed that Oak wasn't a real Bigfoot. Instead, they were touched by the Harrison family's immediate compassion. They didn't react with fear or try to exploit the situation. They saw a living being in distress, and their first and only instinct was to help, to nurture, and to protect. The story became a beautiful testament to kindness and the willingness to care for the unknown. It melted hearts because it showed a family opening their home to what could have been a monster and treating it with nothing but love. And in the end, they found something even better than a mythical creature. They found a new friend. The Harrisons and Leo's family are now close, and Leo, a local celebrity, still visits, though thankfully he usually leaves the Bigfoot costume at home. This story serves as a wonderful reminder that sometimes the most magical discoveries aren't about finding monsters in the woods, but about finding the humanity in each other. Thanks so much for watching this incredible story unfold with us. If it touched your heart as much as it did ours, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more amazing stories. We do love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What would you have done if you found Oak in your shed? See you in the next video.